Hi everyone, it's Owen from TOC Supplies, and 1 year ago today, we started TOC Supplies. This is our first anniversary. So thanks everybody to our suppliers, our customers, our staff. It's been a great year. It's been a wild ride. We're going to bring in some really cool lines in 2023. We're going to open a retail store in Vaughan, Ontario. So we got lots of great things coming. Make sure you check it out. See ya.
I can't think of any better way to start us off than that right there. A message from our guest today,
Yes,
Owen Nash
sir.
from TOC. I mean, it's going to be a good time today. It is their 1 year anniversary, Dewar. I can't believe it was last week.
Unbelievable.
So we got them on today. We're going to do a little celebration, hear about how TOC Supplies came to be, and just have an all-around good Canadian time. Ain't that right, Dewar?
Yes, sir. We love to have a good time up here.
That's right. As you know, we are live on YouTube every Friday, 6 Central. You can catch us here live. Come hang out in the chat, all that good stuff. Available on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. If you missed the live show, please give us that subscribe, rate, and review, because I still have a giveaway I'm trying to give away. We're waiting on 20 written reviews on Apple Podcasts. We've been sitting at 17 for a couple weeks now, and I think we have a new one, so I think we can read a new review. Just let me pull it up real quick.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I got all kind of goodies in the giveaway. I add something new like every week. Like this week I added a little sample Oberk squash air freshener.
Nice.
It smells really good. And
because we're mainly looking at reviews for the iTunes side of things, right? Are we looking just about
pretty much Spotify?
iTunes?
So if you're on Spotify platform, it doesn't let me, or I haven't figured out how to see who's leaving the reviews.
Okay.
But the Apple side does a really good job of showing me the written reviews and the username. But so if you know how to look into the Spotify reviews, you can let me know, but I haven't figured it out yet. But Apple's the easier one to keep track of. We're at 17 ratings. We have a new review from ULY.
Oh, Ulysses, I think.
There you go. Ulysses 326. Jamie and his Canadian counterpart, Mr. Alex Dewar, are always positive and upbeat. This is one of my favorite detailing podcasts to listen to. Keep up the good work, fellas. We greatly appreciate you, Mr. Ulysses.
And I know with iTunes, if you don't have an Apple device, you can easily make an account. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and you can slap a review on there. And obviously, we have some goodies attached to it, so not the worst thing in the world. That's
right. Get us to 20 reviews real quick so I can give away this box, or it's going to get so big I won't be able to afford the shipping. It's going to be crazy. But
no kidding.
Let's get into some plugs, Dewar, so we can get to this celebration of sorts today. The Cleaner Stash has got an update this week, so it has basically replaced my link tree. Is now straight up the Cleaner Stash. The link in my bio is straight up the Cleaner Stash. It's pretty cool. They've been really upgrading and working on it, and they've just done a wonderful job over there. So you click on the link, it brings you to the Cleaner Stash, and then in that link is links to Car Supplies Warehouse, DIY Detail, and all my favorite products. Jamie 10 on all them websites will handle your discount needs for all that good stuff, and that's the best way to support the podcast. On my side of things, Dewar, it's a Canadian episode, so let's hear the Canadian side of things with the Dewar Detailing News.
Yeah, so in the meantime, just gonna bring up the Cleaner Stash here. So it's quite look how clean
it's so good.
It is.
Yeah,
got a little IK section, some detail brushes with
did
proper
this all
detail.
myself. I've been working on this all week, organizing.
Coming into the 21st century.
That's right. I mean, it's just way cleaner than Linktree. Linktree gets a little chaos.
This is what I'm most interested in is coffee.
That's right. Very bottom, you can get you some Swirl Killer coffee. I got a couple good Swirl Killer commercials out there.
Beautiful.
Running wild.
But
good stuff.
But yeah, for my plugs, obviously our wonderful guest today, TOC Supplies. Bucky VW gets you 10% off. I think there's still time for Christmas. If not, as long as it's before the new year, it's better late than never, as I always like to say. Okay. But yeah, I know some parts of this beautiful country of ours are getting some nasty weather, but rinseless wash is definitely a viable option in our beautiful climate up here. And definitely something to look forward to. If you haven't gone into rinseless washing at all. I mean, Jamie and I both have some videos on Instagram. Jamie's got a ton of stuff on YouTube. So there's a lot of resources out there. And of course, TOC Supplies, their social media channels, they got a bunch of good stuff too. So that's all the plugs I got today. And I think we should bring on our beautiful, wonderful guest tonight.
I agree indeed. Someone hit me with a question real quick. How's that Swirl Killer coffee taste? It is dark roast. It is the darkest roast you can imagine. So
double black, dark roast, perhaps.
It has double black on it for a reason. Yep. It is very strong. I love it. I love dark roast coffee. So it's right up my alley. Good stuff. But all right, let's get to the celebration at hand. We got Owen Nash on TOC Supplies. They've been doing it for a whole year now. We're here to hear the whole story, nothing but the story. We had Mr. Josh Unite on earlier this year.
Yes,
he told us his how he got on board with TOC Supplies, and they've just been doing amazing job with the promo videos, bringing Mr. Dewar on here to talk about some towels, all that good stuff. So without further ado, everybody, Mr. Owen Nash from TOC Supplies. Hello, Mr. Owen.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Doing great.
Good.
Hold on. There we go. Got to figure it out every week. All right. Now you're big. So, Mr. Nash, how's it going? Happy anniversary to start things off. How has y'all celebrated the year in business?
It went quick. It was something that the blink of an eye. We kept looking at the calendar, looking at that December 10th date, and next thing you know, it was there. So it's been crazy. It's been something that was kind of about a year and a half in the making before we started it, and a year's gone by. So it's been about two and a half years of kind of dreaming up this idea and putting it into motion. But it's been great. It's been a great year.
Yeah, y'all just I don't know, the quality that y'all had since the beginning. It feels like y'all been around for 5 years. This has been, I think y'all jammed a lot in 1 year. So it's been a heck of a year. And to celebrate a little bit, asked a couple people on our Instagram group feed and a couple Canadian friends if they wanted to say, happy birthday, happy anniversary to you. So we have a couple video submissions and a written submission here that I'm going to read, and then we'll play the video submissions to kind of get the party started here real quick.
Awesome. Sounds good.
So this first one is from Mr. Ken Nowakowski. He says, please wish the crew at TOC a happy birthday for me. Also thank them for bringing Glove Box to Canada. That was a big accomplishment for sure. So definitely great job there. And he thanks you for helping him pick out his new AR 630 pressure washer with a little help from our friend Rick from Rad Garage. He just had a designated 20 amp breaker installed and she's ready to go, except it's -5 outside. So he's going to have to wait a little while before he can use it, but he appreciates all the help.
I think he just got it yesterday or today, actually. So
wow. So it is brand spanking new.
Brand spanking new. I think Edna was talking to him, and I don't think he didn't have a chance to pull it out of the box yet, but he's all excited about it. So.
Heck yeah. So y'all are on different sides of Canada, right? Dewar and TOC.
Yep. So we're just north of Toronto, so we're kind of eastern Canada, and Alex is more western Canada for sure.
Yep.
But -5
as the mountains show behind him.
Yeah.
In his backyard. Yeah.
So -5 is that both of y'all experiencing that pretty cold temperature up there?
That's not cold. It's, that's long sleeve weather. You could still rock some shorts and sneakers if you choose. But it's long sleeve, light jacket. It's but I mean, if it's -5 and you're outside in the sun, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Well, if it hits -5 here, I cease to be existing. So
it's a different -5.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. But we have a couple more video submissions. So we got our friend here from the Minister of Fresh sends in a clip. So let's check that out here.
So this message is for Owen and the team over at TOC. Congratulations on your first year. You guys bring incredible new products to the store and do amazing social media content. So keep up the great work, and I look forward to seeing more.
Well, there you go.
Thanks, Tyler.
Happy anniversary to you.
Tyler's wonderful. Yep.
And finally, we have our pal. Of course, we had to call him in. Rick from Rad Garage sends in a message, of course. So here's Rick.
Well, happy birthday, TOC Supplies. This is Rick from Rad Garage, just stealing a moment during the workday to extend my congratulations on all your success this year. I'm very honored to be a part of it. Even though it's a small part, it does make me feel very, very satisfied to be associated with such a quality enterprise. I wish you all the best for the future, and take care.
So there you
Beautiful.
go. I think this is when you were supposed to jump out the cake and
This is when I
off.
jumped out the cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dairy Queen special.
Mhm.
I do appreciate Rick's drawings in the background. I don't know if those are from his students or from him. You know, maybe it's his. It's a thing where it's like, hey, it's a distraction. You know, but I don't know his art skills. But you know, we'll have to ask him next time we all chat with him.
Yeah, for sure. That was probably
That
definitely
was
his bedroom or something. Definitely, totally wasn't at the school. You know.
Yeah.
But there you go. Happy anniversary. You know, big accomplishment, and y'all have been killing it. So thank you for everybody submitting those submissions. We appreciate it. And that leads in, Mr. Nash, the logistical journey to TOC Supplies. This is where I want you to take a step back and give us the journey.
Yeah, so it's detailing for me has been going on a long time now, and I probably went down a pretty deep rabbit hole about 8 or 10 years ago in terms of detailing, taking it more seriously, and everything else. I see Rick drew all those pictures himself.
Drew them all himself.
Beautiful.
Went down the rabbit hole of the chemical guys and all that stuff. And it was about 3 or 4 years ago I started realizing that there's a lot of different products out there, and a little better quality of products out there. And 2 years ago, I actually finished finally getting my detail studio set up in my house the way I wanted it. And I've been in logistics a long time. I've been with TOC Logistics about 6 years now, but been in supply chain my whole life. And one of the things I've always had a bit of an issue with is getting good quality products here in Canada. You can get them in the US, you can get them shipped up, but duties and taxes and fees and everything else almost make that cost prohibitive for a lot of people. So it was about almost 2 years ago now. And I was thinking about kind of putting these two things together, this passion of detailing and our logistics business. We have the warehousing, the freight rates, we ship stuff, we bring stuff across the border all day long. It's part of our business. So what do I start putting these two things together? And I reached out to Alex, and I reached out to Rick, and I reached out to a few other people, and kind of threw this crazy idea around. And I thought it was a bit of a crazy idea and a bit of a stretch, and everybody was, you got to do it, do it. And so we kind of made the decision last spring, I guess, of 2021, that we were going to do this. And we started reaching out to manufacturers and stuff, and a lot of people wouldn't even return our email or anything.
Right.
And it really took off when obviously Rick was a big help in that from Rad Garage in terms of a lot of the connections that he has. Yes.
Absolutely.
Pressure washer going to Ken. That was all Rick, setting that up, and a lot of the connections that he had certainly helped us. But it was actually Alex from Viper that really was the first company that kind of jumped on and said, we'll do it. We'll work with you guys. We'll bring Viper to Canada. And, obviously Viper and Alex, a lot of credibility there. And that started to really, cascade this thing in terms of getting other manufacturers and other people to jump on board with us. And, starting a detailing supply company in December is probably not the smartest thing to do given the weather and Christmas, and we missed Black Friday and everything else. We said, what a better time to start it as to, to get things worked out and to really try to, get our feet underneath us and get ready for that spring detailing market. And December, I think we did $1,000. I think, January, I think we did $1,000. February, I think we did $2,000. And we're like, wow, this is not going to be good. And then after that, it took off. The spring season hit. It got warmer and warmer, and it took off. And it's been fantastic. And it's been a lot of fun to do. And as I said in the video you played at the beginning, we got a lot of great customers. Our suppliers are amazing. We got a great affiliate marketing, people with Alex and Tyler, who was on there earlier, and Rick. And There's a lot of them. There's about 9 or 10 of them, so I'm going to forget one, so I won't name all of them. But we got a lot of great ones, and the team in the background is phenomenal.
For sure.
You know, the website, the social media stuff that Edna, who's our marketing coordinator, she's the brains behind all that. You know, she is the one that makes everything look top notch, makes it look like we've been around for 10 years.
Yeah, she does a great job for sure.
Yeah, and Ash, behind the camera and his skills in terms of his his video skills and his editing skills, and it's pretty. And then have Josh, in terms of the product expert stuff and the detailing, kind of blending all those three together. It's a pretty good team. So I'm pretty lucky to have that team. And they make it pretty easy to do this, right? So.
Yeah, assembled a heck of a team there. And going back to Viper Chair, and that's the first brand you bring on. I mean, you're setting the bar for quality at the peak. That kind of sends the message to all the other brands like, hey, you got to be up here if you want to be on board with TOC Supplies. So that kind of goes to the next slide of bringing brands to TOC. So we started at Viper. What were you looking for in brands after Viper and bringing on new brands? How's that kind of go?
Yeah, so for us, it's we said we're always going to kind of stay with the medium to high quality. We're not going to carry every line. That's not what we're trying to be. We're really trying to carry kind of medium to high end brands, and really try to. One thing we haven't done yet is really try to just to help with education of products. There's a lot of products out there. There's a lot of new products out there all the time. We're fortunate enough now that we're getting a bit, enough of a name that we're actually having manufacturers reach out to us and asking us to try products and bring the products on and so forth. Nice. So we're really trying to find our way now of how we bring on new lines and what lines we want to bring on and what lines, maybe we're okay with not bringing on. Yeah. So that's been something we're working on certainly the last couple of months. That's been picking up. But when we got Viper, we decided we got to bring in Car Pro, we got to bring G on, we got to bring in kind of those staple lines. PNS was one that we were working on for a long, long time. Finally, we were able to get something done there with them and bring them online, and they've been fantastic to work with. The other one we brought in early was actually Detail Firm out of California.
See, that's really cool because they're a really, small, low-key kind of brand.
Yeah, so we were trying to bring in lines that really Canada didn't have yet. So Detail Firm was one of them. Blower Band, we were the first one to bring stubby nozzle and blower band to Canada. We were the first one to bring Viper to Canada. We brought Detail Firm to Canada. Just trying to think of the other ones we brought to Canada. Ethos was already here, but we brought them in. So we really tried to, and AR really wasn't a big player in Canada per se in the detailing world. Like AR is sold here in Canada, but from a detail shop or detail supply perspective, really nobody really had carried AR before. So we were the first ones to carry them well. So again, bringing a lot of lines to Canada that weren't available yet. And now it's just trying to still find those little nuggets of great brands that are out there. And bringing them to Canada, that's really what we've been trying to do. Starnagloss is another one. We were the first one, and then the Rag Company when they came on, it really opened up a lot of doors for us too. It was there was elements throughout the whole year that kind of kept making us bigger and bigger. And
there we go.
There we go. Yeah, so beads racks, that's another one that we brought in as well into Canada. Detail Factory, Cox Reels, Diamond Protect was one that obviously that comes through the Rag Company. That's been a fantastic product for us.
Fantastic. Even got a Lex Garage label there. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So Lex Labels.
Label.
I know that one was pretty early.
Yeah, Lex Labels, I was talking to Alex about it, and he kind of said, listen, I just don't have the time anymore to do these labels. And we thought they were great. And with the in-house marketing team we had, I said, what if we, kept the name Lex Labels and made those labels for the IK sprayers for you? And he was like, yeah, man, go for it. And he sent us the files and everything. And we've been doing the Lex Labels now for quite a while as well. So,
I love that.
Trying to find those little brands that are unique and new to Canada and bring them in. And we're working on some some pretty large ones right now that we are from across the world, actually, that we're testing and want to bring in early next year. And kind of just keep building on those brands that we bring into to Canada. The latest one we just brought in was Maniac line from Mafra from Italy.
I was about to pull it up. That the next line I'm curious about is you're even bringing in lines that like me and Dewar are like, what the heck is that?
Yeah,
that is the Maniac line. So tell us about the Maniac line, finding it, and finding this unique brand.
Yeah, so Maniac line is in Canada now. It's through a company just east of us, and they reached out to us, and we started talking a bit, and we tried some of the products. So there's two lines that Mafra is the manufacturer in Italy. So kind of like when you listen to Levi talk about how they bring in brands, they want to bring in brands that kind of where they can talk to the chemist, where they can talk to the
straight to the guy.
They're unique and different.
Yeah. And Mafra is that. Mafra is the manufacturer in Italy, and they make two lines. They make the Maniac line, and they make another line called Labra Cosmetica, and that's basically their high-end, almost detailed professional shop line. And then the Maniac line is basically their prosumer or consumer line. Highly dilutable, amazing products. Like when we started using them and testing them, Josh and I were blown away about how good these things were. So we brought them in as well. And you can't get into a few smaller places in Canada, but we're really trying to make a big push of it and trying to kind of be the ones for for Maniac line.
That brand definitely caught my eye when y'all started posting about it. I was like, what is this brand here? It looks very unique, very unusual labeling, but definitely eye-catching. And I'm glad to hear it's some high-quality stuff, of course. And, you could have easily told Edna, hey, print us out, you come up with your own Lex labels and this and that and just start printing them out. But no, this is the integrity of the company. You're reaching out to Lex Garage, getting his labels officially. You continuously looking for some high quality brands. I think that's that's what the Rad Company does for the U.S. and I'm glad to see it transferred to the Canadian market.
Yeah, like to us, it's Alex came up with that, right? And it's we're not going to try to copycat it. It's something that we just said, hey, like we love it, and we want to respect the Lex label line and the Lex label name. So he was cool enough to let us use the name and give people in Canada those labels, and we do custom labels as well. So there's lots of interesting names that people send in. They want labels made up for.
I can only imagine.
There's some interesting ones, and but yeah, we turn them around in a day or so, get them printed up for people, and then get them on their way.
Before we move on, Dewar, you got anything?
Yeah, no, just again with kind of the starting out story, it was kind of crazy. I remember Owen and I chatting when you were just talking about starting it, and I thought, this would be cool because, the more competition, the better. And I had no idea it was going to get to this size this fast, and it kind of blew me away. And I'm so happy to see where it's gone, and to be kind of a part of something with so many great people and having met so many great people throughout this year and a bit journey, has been totally awesome. And I just, like you said, with new stuff coming, what seems like weekly, I just I can't wait to see where this goes. It's super exciting. And it's being talked about everywhere. I think even though people from the US may not order from TOC Supplies, as long as they know about it and it's talked about, just there's something about getting that name out there. And, I know the Rad Company loves you guys big time. And, again, with Lex, given that just the interaction, the networking of that. And I know Matt's kind of taking it over too down in Nevada there for some of the label side of things in the US still. But it's, they're such a unique label, and I love to see that still going on, because I understand that he's, pressed for time with, being so deep in Viper now, just a little bit, a little bit. Family life and Viper, I couldn't even imagine. But yeah, it's great to see it going.
Yeah. So if I wanted to try some of this Maniac line, I don't know if anybody around here has got it, and I could order from TOC Supplies from here in the States. I can.
Yeah, we would ship it down to you for sure.
What's the shipping rate going over there?
You know how to get stuff across the border, no problem.
You're the guy to talk to. Okay, we're gonna have to put an order in for some of this Maniac stuff. I'm interested.
Well,
Another logistical accomplishment that y'all have done recently is bringing Glovebox to Canada. What an accomplishment. If someone was going to do it, it was you and TOC. So explain to us
100%.
how to finally you accomplished getting Glovebox to Canada.
So I was on Rick's podcast live stream with Rick and Mike, and Fred was on it. And Fred was, and somebody made a comment about bringing Glovebox to Canada, and I said, yeah, I would love to bring Glovebox to Canada. And Fred jumped all over it, and Fred and I emailed. I think that night, I think you sent me an email. I think I gave my email address out on the live stream, and he emailed me that night, and we went back and forth, and it took. I was on that live stream probably August, September-ish. That's how long it took. It took quite a while to kind of get that relationship going, and both Jason and Brad at Glovebox have been amazing to deal with. And we brought in December was the first box that we did. They sent us up, the Glovebox RX line, and we teased that out quite a bit at the beginning. And that's a really, really cool product. What we're really trying to do is just to show people how great that product is. And there's a lot of great advantages. Obviously, it's very, environmentally friendly and so forth. But the benefit to us here in Canada is because those capsules are so concentrated, there's very little water in it.
Yep. It's almost a perfect Canadian product.
Yeah.
Almost a breeze, right? So, awesome. So it's been cool. It's been a little slow to start, but like all the lines we bring in, they're always a little slow at the beginning, and all of a sudden they seem to just take off for no reason. Like we'll promote something like crazy and we'll get nothing. And then all of a sudden we'll stop promoting it, and then it just takes off for some reason. So
speak of the devil, Fred
there
is
he
in the
is,
house.
man himself.
He's everywhere. Fred is
Everywhere.
just on it all the time. I love it.
Fred's the man.
So we're loving it. And Ash is having a lot of fun with we spent about an hour out there trying to get those capsules to mix and stuff, and do a bunch of different shots with them and stuff, and put together a pretty cool video of those. And that went pretty viral for us. I think it had like 12 or 13,000 views on our YouTube short and stuff like that. So
I was
cool.
I was looking at the Glovebox on the website, and it said like winterproof. I think there was a winterproof aspect to it. So how are you winterproofing the Glovebox boxes?
Well, it's winter resistance, probably a better word than proof.
Right. Yeah.
Proof's a little.
Good luck in the negative degrees, but
For the RX line. So one of the things we did talk to Brad and Jason about is bringing chemicals in and shipping them, certainly for the January Glovebox. Western Canada, it's been fairly cold there for quite a while, a good month or so now. Ontario here and kind of east of here, it's been fairly mild even for us. It's been quite mild. So we've been okay around here, but bringing so Gully, it's winterproof.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah,
he is our Western Canada guinea pig when it comes to sending chemicals to him to make sure if they freeze or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but the capsules, because there's very little water in it, we have pretty high confidence that we're going to be fine with those. But we did talk to Brad and Jason about, the January and February Glovebox, sending chemicals might be a little bit questionable depending on who in Canada is buying it, in terms of potentially freezing. So, we'll get a sneak peek here on the January Glovebox soon in the next week, and then we'll be sending those out January 2nd, I guess, technically.
He said we tested GBRX for 3 weeks at -20 and no issue. So I mean that's pretty
winterproof.
That's -28 for us proper measuring system metric folk.
And you won't find a better crew than the Glovebox team. They are just phenomenal. So I'm glad to see them up in Canada doing their thing.
Yeah, they've been great to work with. We're happy to have that line. That's been a good line.
And Rick makes a good point. He orders nothing between January and March. That's not a bad mantra to go by, because it's, I'm very much the same. One, because I don't, detailing kind of really slows down in those months, but also just, I would hate to have, a product freeze. And I know a lot of products, are usually fine if they freeze or get like really, really cold. But, don't like to risk it. That's when I'm ordering the merch. The hats, the shirts, all the hoodies, the toques or beanies for you U.S. folks.
The toques, yeah.
That's, yeah. But that's what we're doing in the wintertime up here. Certainly not.
Like we for the last month or so, we've been making sure we stock up on a lot of chemicals to be ready for the spring market.
Exactly.
And then through and then through January, February, we'll bring in all the non-chemical stuff, right? So whether it be accessories and more towels and the rag company, I'm sure in January we'll come out with some new stuff. So got my samples today, so that's exciting. So.
Always. So the future of TOC, what are we looking at? What's kind of the next year plan of TOC?
So, we're going to kind of stick to the same script we've been doing, right? I think it's, our social stuff has been working really well for us, really marketing the company. The name's really starting to catch hold within Canada. Edna's doing a great job on all the, the analytical work in the background with Google and Google search and SEO and everything else, and doing a really good job for us there. We're probably going to want to bring in, I think, about 2 to 3 lines. There's 1 or 2 that we kind of pretty close to pulling the trigger on. Probably bring in 2 or 3 for next year. And then obviously with the current brands that we already have, if they bring out new products, obviously bringing those on as well. i.e. Rag Company, they're always coming up with new great things. So obviously we want to keep those in the store and keep adding those for our customers. The biggest thing we're really going to do is start educating. That's one of the things that I think we kind of got tied up in a lot of our Instagram stuff and some TikTok stuff and really trying to get YouTube going. I think one of the things we're missing is education. And we started doing open houses back in September where we'd open up our warehouse. People could come in and buy stuff. And the turnout was amazing. Like, it's phenomenal, the amount of people that showed up for these open houses. And a lot of different stories, people saying not comfortable buying online. Some people saying I want to touch, smell it, see it before I buy it. And some people said simply, I just don't know what to buy. And, I just need to talk to somebody and understand, what is good, what I need, what I don't need. So we've done that, I think, 3 times now. We're going to do it next week. We're going to open the week before Christmas. So if anybody needs any last minute gift ideas and so forth, and they're in, the Ontario or the Southern Ontario area, they can stop by and not worrying about it, being shipped and so forth. And it's, to us, it's about education now and continuing to advance those lines that maybe aren't here in Canada yet. So
definitely, that'll be definitely a way to go and focus on. I'd like to see some YouTube videos from TOC. I think y'all got a phenomenal crew. I'd like to see, did you get phoned or did Josh get phoned? I think we need to reverse it.
I phoned Josh.
You phoned Josh.
Okay. Yeah. Little payback time.
We're waiting on Owen to get phone situation.
No, I don't know about that. That was cool. That was fun. Like, we talked about doing that. It was funny. We started talking about doing that, and then we saw it on Instagram. Yeah. And we're like, what the heck? Like, it didn't really take off, and it wasn't that really big, the video that we saw, but we're like, that's kind of cool. So one day Josh came in, he says, okay, I got my grubby clothes in the car. Let's do this foaming video. And we're like, all right. So we pulled my truck into the warehouse and we literally put in, I think it was Thunderglass snow, put them in the foam cannon, the PF22, and it was one shot. We just literally sprayed him. And then he got away from the car, and it was like, you can hear the laughing in the background of the video. It was probably the funniest thing we've ever done. And it got a lot of response, that video. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you only have 2 chances to do it, I guess, on one vehicle.
So. Yeah, one on each side,
But just to touch on the education, I think that's a huge thing because, I'm very much guilty of it. And I think, we'd be lying if we as well were guilty of, assuming, we know so much about so many different things and we kind of take it for granted. We know how certain products play together and the order of products. I think that's really important too, because some people don't know the order of things. Like I see so many times on Facebook groups, like, I don't know if I do a sealant first or wax first. What do I do? Or it's just second nature to us, and again, I know just from seeing online, like the car scene in the GTA is enormous. And, there's always people wanting to take care of their stuff. And I think if you have that hands-on ability that kind of separates yourselves a little bit from, the big box on the shelf. I've gone to a training, Carzilla did a little training thing a few years back, and it was so cool because I had never actually used a machine polisher before then. And we went there and they had a bunch out there and a couple test hoods, and you just play around, and, it gave you that confidence, versus just buying it and trying it out. Cause most people don't have, not that they don't have access to a junkyard, but most of the time they're just working on their own car or, very close friends' cars and don't want to mess it up, whereas you can go there, get a feel for it, realize, hey, this cheap polisher vibrates like crazy. The Rupes doesn't vibrate nearly as much. So, need to save your pennies and get that. So I think it's a great opportunity for people, and even just to see the results. Cause you go to the big box stores and there's so many products on the shelf, when you go online, there's so many different things in your face all the time, but going there, trying a few different things, seeing how an iron remover works. If you get a white, nasty car, I mean, you see that purple bleed. It's just a wonderful thing. And, showing them a foam cannon and showing them that it's easy and that anybody can do it, honestly, and just have fun with it. You don't need to make it hard or, don't even need to, make it a business per se. You can just have fun with it. And all your products are really easy to use. I mean, there's nothing that's super complicated. Again, you kind of stick with that of not bringing on every brand, being kind of picky and choosy with what you bring, but just proof is in the pudding. I like to see a demonstration of something work and just, back up the talking of it.
Yeah, from the big box stores, you're not going to see, how to use this or whatever it is. I remember going back, in my early days, 10, 15 years ago, walking through that aisle thinking, what the heck does half this stuff do? So, getting ahead of the education, being the kind of educational hub where people come to not only buy but learn is just, a phenomenal place to be. So that's definitely the way to go. Well, chat, we're going to get into some live Q&A. So if you got more questions, you can start hitting us up for Mr. Owen here. And Dewar, if you got any loaded up, you can send them our way.
Yeah, I do have a couple. More of a comment here from our good friend Sean over in Saskatchewan. I think the best thing about TOC Supplies is they actually listen to customer feedback. Thanks, Owen. And I would wholeheartedly agree with that. Even with certain lines that you guys bring in, you kind of, have talked to myself and others about what you guys think would be a good fit, because obviously even with certain lines, you don't want to bring everything. PNS, for example, is a great example because PNS is huge. Jamie's been to the facility and the basement. He's seen all corners of it, and there's a lot of stuff.
PNS for years, and I still have not tried all the products by far.
Yeah, so I mean, they have their whole chemtrail line of things that work well with that system, and then they have the double black line. They have kind of their, I call it the old label look stuff, but some of those hidden gems. But
stuff
again with the
dealerships, car washes. For every level of car cleaning, there's PNS has a line for it pretty much.
Yeah, and I don't know how much we can spill, but Sean is also asking. I hear a rumor that TOC has some new Ray Company products, and for me to ask Owen about that, I don't know how much he can spill.
I can't spill anything actually, but
there we go.
I can't tell you that I got them today. I saw them. They're unique. They're interesting. They're going to be amazing.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, if it's coming from the Rag Company, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
And Jay Zeester, apologize if I'm butchering that name, but he was also asking about Ivan LaCroix and DIY Detail. Another fellow Canadian, Ivan LaCroix, that I mean, I'm pretty sure he's at the dual citizenship standpoint now with the amount of time he's been in the U.S.
For sure.
But, I know the DIY Detail has been pretty hot online. We've had him on a few weeks ago.
They're heating up.
Him and Nick are fantastic people, and
indeed
seem like good products. So I don't know if you've been approached by them or approached them or how that's been going.
We have not. Neither one of us approached each other, but that is a line that certainly has caught our eye for sure.
Yeah, I think that's going to line up shortly.
Right.
Y'all will meet at some point this year.
Oh, good. Sure. Good. Look forward to that.
Ivan will probably pull up in his big old bus. He'll get it back. Pull up on you.
Yeah, if he's going home, it's not much of a detour. It could almost be on his way. But,
exactly.
Yeah, very cool. And Mike just saying that DIY or Detail Firm will have a new owner on the 21st.
Oh wow,
that one's a real good one. So that's news to me. But hopefully the brand stays solid. You know, I know the beauty of the bottles is kind of their thing. It's very much a bougie look. You know,
styling and profiling is what I call them.
Yeah, and I think the what's in the bottles also kind of backs it up too. You know,
I think we might have to line up that new owner and you know, hear a bit from him. Maybe.
Like Brandon,
and I'm thinking
Brandon did a great job with that. And the interior lather, their interior cleaner is still
it's one of the best.
One of my
really good
favorites. It's their whole line. Their line is small, but it's all really, really good.
Yep.
But that interior lather is amazing.
Yeah.
I know Mike likes using that a lot. He uses it in a lot of his videos, but that is a really, really great product. So
interior lather is off the charts.
Our friend Tyler here. Cheers, gents, stopping in before I begin at Tacoma tonight. So
there you go.
Yep. I know he's been
fresh.
Surprised. It's something different than a Tesla. So you know,
really.
I think he has the entire Tesla market for detailing where he's at. So that's pretty incredible. He does amazing work. I can't keep up with him.
We may have converted him to a Diamond Protect glass guy.
Yeah, so. I know he's been loving that. So
me and him's actually had some conversations about it, and we've kind of found the right application, how to get the most out of it. Yep.
And Mike's saying everything will stay the same.
It's phenomenal.
And Mike's saying everything's going to stay the same with with detail firms. That looks good. And I think Rick joined in a little bit late. And I mean, for anyone else that joined in late, Rick was asking what's happening in Alberta. So if you just want to touch on that again for our latecomers.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's more of the logistics side. So for TOC Logistics, we have 4 buildings here in Ontario. We actually just signed a lease to open a facility in Calgary, just in the northeast section of Calgary. We'll be getting that building in February, and that will just be expanding our TOC Logistics side of the business. So doing e-commerce fulfillments and third-party logistics warehousing for people. We have a lot of people in Ontario that want to move their products to Calgary, or at least to Western Canada. So this facility is part of our logistics growth. So we'll be moving there in February of next year.
So if Rick or I order some things, chances are it's going to be coming from there if it's in stock there. Perhaps.
We haven't figured that one out.
Here you go. How do I apply?
Oh. We'll have to submit our best resignation letter for Rick to send to the school, and then he'll.
It's time.
He's a little far from the northeast of Calgary. It's a bit of a trek for him, but I don't think Quattro and those brand new winter tires he scored are going to stop him.
Maybe we'll have to give him a season in Flames tickets to entice him to.
There you go.
Oh,
now we're talking.
That's dangerous. I know for a fact that he had to split the season tickets. So I mean, if he can get all 41 games, I don't think it's. I think he'll make the trek to the Dome every home game, and won't say no.
I think it'd be a lot cheaper than getting season tickets for the Leafs. That's for sure.
That's right. No kidding.
There was an early one from G. Davis for Dewar. Says this one's going to ooze more Canada than even Alex's videos on lumberjacks towel slap parties.
Yeah,
Dewar, how's them towel slap parties going?
I've it's been a little while since I've been to one, but you know, with the cold coming up here, got to get our wood for our wood burning stoves.
That's right.
And our winter cabins. I know in the Ontario region around the GTA, there's a lot more kind of cottage life and cabin life up there. So you know, maybe some more wood burning stoves, maybe some more plaid, some Dixon flannels, perhaps.
Like a little bit half an hour north of the city to get that.
Yeah. It's the more north you go, the more flannel you get, I think is an appropriate assumption.
Right.
And
Two Shine chiming in. Does anyone use 3D products? Have you looked at the 3D line any? We
have. 3D actually has they actually have a couple stores here. One of them is about 20 minutes away from us, where it's actually a 3D store. I know there's been a bit of a change in 3D. I know the distribution within Canada is changing right now in terms of who that goes through. So, so yeah, I don't know all the details of it. We're hearing lots of rumors, but rumors are only rumors. So But I definitely know the distribution arm through 3D has changed, and it's gone through a different distributor now in Canada, and that's changed. I think they're just ramping up to start distributing that across Canada to dealers and resellers. So, and I don't know the faith of the store actually in terms of whether they're going to keep those open or not. But as I said, it's only about 20 minutes from us. So.
Yep. There you go. Our friend David Boyce chiming in with picked up a Santa sack from TRC. I'm hoping it's got some cool stuff. That kind of translates to, is there going to be any TOC Christmas sales, flash sales going on, or what's in the TOC Santa sack?
Yeah, so we just we finished up Black Friday. We didn't do really the 12 days of Christmas thing. That was something we kind of talked about doing, and we decided, we're just kind of been inundating people with sale after sale after sale after sale.
Yeah.
So we're going to do, in Canada, something that's a little bit bigger maybe than it is in the U.S. is Boxing Day sales. So in Boxing Day up here, so we're going to do Boxing Day stuff. So we'll have a Boxing Week sale. So basically be, kind of the day after Christmas, and we might actually do it Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. We may open that up. And then I'll talk about that on Monday, but it'll be either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It will start and it'll go for 1 week. And it will be basically our Boxing Week sale. So we're going to do that.
There you go. Be ready, people.
Yeah, get the credit cards.
Boxing Day surprises.
Tyler, dropping again to your earlier comments. Stay tuned for some glass updates. Shower edition. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
That's I think that's something that for the Canadians that are dealing with our cold climates, I think you can get into some more interior detailing with showers and other various glass appliances and countertops and stuff like that. Who knows? The world can be your oyster.
That I know Levi talked about it when the product came out, was regarding its ability to resist frost.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Gully, Sean, actually tried it, and he sent us some pictures of it, and in -6 degrees. And it makes a big difference between a treated window or non-treated window in terms of how easy frost comes off the windows. So.
Yeah. So far, just a phenomenal line. I'm enjoying everything from the line.
Yeah.
Even their, entry level stuff is like full blown professional level. So good stuff so far.
Yep. And speaking of the devil, Sean saying my customers are loving Diamond Protect glass.
Yeah.
Money.
It's great product.
I think a great line you guys are able to bring on is Rupes. Actually, there's a lot of pad options out there, but I think Rupes is very much one of the front runners, in their pad technology, and especially with their new microfiber that were released last March. And you guys have machines, you guys have pads, you guys have all the accessories. It's Rupes is definitely one of my favorites. It's one of those things that, the cost is a bit more, but the quality's there. And I'm sure you've picked up a couple different Rupes polishers and, probably some lesser quality ones. And just, I've dealt with the kind of lower quality ones, and the vibrations just kill me, And then, when I got my Mark III, I'm just like, holy smokes, like this is night and day, And I don't, do a lot of paint correction, but there's enough that it's, you're still in a car for, you can be on there for a few hours, for, doing some chasing, if you will. But even just a one step where you're around in 45 minutes to an hour, it's makes the experience a lot more enjoyable.
Mike coming in hot.
Oh my goodness.
Super chat. Great show. Happy birthday, TOC. Thank you, Big Mike.
Very kind of you, Mike. It's
Detail Depot. Go check him out.
Yeah, he's Yep. I again, Mike's one of those guys too that I'm sure he's coming. I don't know exactly when that birthday is, but he's been going crazy. Mike's even before he started that, I knew he loved having every product, and this is just kind of a way to have inventory of everything. I think.
That's right. He just got in the Optimum line.
Yep. Of course.
That out. That's right. Got to bringing them in.
Yep. He's making Walmart shaking their boots. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
But Dan D's happy anniversary TOC from Ottawa, Canada. So not too terribly far away. A few hours drive, I guess. But
shipped many orders to Dan in the past.
Yep.
Nice.
No, that's good. That's good.
So how did y'all celebrate the 1 year anniversary? Was there a big feast?
No, there wasn't actually. It's funny because Ed and Ash, they don't come into the office every single day. They're in 1 to 2 times a week. So when they are in, we kind of sit down and we talk about strategy and talk about lots of things that we want to work on. And, we got lots. We're really trying to plan our shows for next year. We are trying to plan a retail store that we want to open up as well. And, there's just so much business stuff going on. We kind of, we knew the 10th was coming. We kind of celebrated it. I think it was around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Ash stopped me and said, like, man, we got to do this video for the 1 year thing. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Stop what you're doing. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. And I was like, holy geez, I got a few other things I had to get done for the day. I think we did that in one take. And then he went and did his thing and made it look good and put it out. But it's we just had our TOC Christmas party or I guess holiday party on Wednesday night. So we get a little time to unwind there. But in the whole company, there's 68 people in TOC Logistics. So it's a fairly big company, but it was good for the team to get together and celebrate all the year's successes, both on the logistics and the supply side. So.
Right.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Well, that's all I got for this one. You got anything else, Dewar, coming in?
No, that's it. I think we've kind of covered most of it. I mean, it's so cool being, a fairly big part of TOC Supplies over the past year to bit. So, I'm very thankful for you to consider bringing me on. And it's, like I said earlier, I'm just excited to see where it goes.
When we got the word we were going to get TRC, I reached out to Alex and said, we gotta talk about some towels. And I think we were like 2 hours on a video call going through their entire catalog and trying to decide on, what to carry and, what we need, kind of the first pass in terms of carrying from TRC. And he's got this massive spreadsheet in terms of, every single towel, and he ranks them all like 1 to 5. And we're going through that and trying to figure out what we're going to carry. And, but Alex was a huge part of bringing in, the TRC line that we brought in, once we got word we were getting it, and helping us pick, the product to bring in, and they've all been amazing. They've all been winners. The customers, even when they come in to the open houses, you ask them, have they heard of Rag Company? A lot of them have heard of it. A lot of them never used it. And then they go and touch them and feel them and go, oh, these are good. So
it's Costco or Walmart.
It's I know it's that's a good talking point. There is when you sent me that spreadsheet, I knew they had a lot. Like I knew how many towels in total they had, but then once you actually see it broken down in a spreadsheet where every towel is broken up by every color, it's like you scroll and scroll and scroll. It's like, oh my goodness, like this is nuts. But I'm glad that the ones that we work together with have been winners, and I think they've been, I'm hoping they've been good to deal with, because I know you got a couple different brands through them. Because are you getting Starnagloss and PNS directly from Starnagloss and PNS, or are you getting them through TRC? I guess just kind of how does that all work?
TRC, so they have the North American rights for Starnagloss.
Okay.
So we get our Starnagloss through TRC.
Right.
The PNS we actually started out through TRC, getting kind of bringing in the staple stuff, right? Bead maker, rake buster, express interior cleaner, kind of bringing those on. And then when we got the relationship with PNS, then obviously we expanded the line quite a bit and brought in, the Carpet Bomber Terminator, all those products as well, and bringing in True View now, and bringing in Iron Buster and all the off-road line we brought in. And the off-road line was new last year. A lot of ATV shops here in obviously in Canada, in Northern Ontario. So we've been trying to make some inroads there and trying to push the PNS off-road line a little more. We did a really cool YouTube video with a YouTube channel here in Canada called Truck King.
That's cool.
Where they took a Bronco and got it all crazy, dirty in the mud, and Josh went and cleaned it with the PNS off-road line. So So we're really, branching out and doing a lot of other social streams in terms of other people's YouTube channels and stuff, and trying to promote product on behalf of the manufacturers and promote TOC really. So that's the thing when we do, the rag company guys have been great to deal with. We had a lot of people coming to us saying, I was talking to the, other manufacturers saying, I was talking to the rag company and they suggested we reach out to you guys.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's been great to work with. And I think, that's the thing that we want to do. We like working with companies that like helping promote each other. And when we do anything with blower bands, stubby nozzle, detail firm, proper detailing brushes, rag company, we post stuff, they post it right away. Or PNS, like everybody, and obviously Jack's been great at starting a class with us. He's been great to deal with, even though we get it through TOC. We still have a bit of a working relationship with Jack, and so it's been good. So we like having that reciprocal relationship with people. Where we promote them, they promote us, and that's really, that goes into kind of our brand decisions, right? When we bring in brands, we want to make sure we want to enjoy working with people, and I guess the last few Maniac line, the guys have been great here to deal with, and Glove Box, those guys have been awesome to deal with. So because it's work, it's a day-to-day thing, and you got to enjoy who you're working with.
100%.
And
100%.
If there's a line that we're not going to enjoy working with, we're probably not going to carry them, because it's you gotta deal with these people all the time, right? So.
Yep, 100%. The brands at TRC and TOC are brands like you can really trust. These are people who are good. Products are top of the line quality and professionalism in their lines. So just tremendous stuff there. You got anything to wrap us up with?
No, I think we covered just about everything that we wanted to. Thanks, Owen, for making the time tonight on a Friday night to join our cleaner cast. And definitely a big fan of TOC Supplies and want to see it grow. Go to the moon, I guess you could say.
To the moon. So, that's right. To the moon.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So,
there you go.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I know we tried to get this book for a while now, but I'm glad we can make it tonight, and it's been a lot of fun. Thanks very much.
Worked out perfect, right? The 1 year anniversary. I mean, we couldn't have planned it better ourselves. It just happened to happen, and I'm sorry Dewar didn't jump out of a cake like planned, but maybe next year we'll get him to do it.
Yeah,
next year that might be a good thing. Actually.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. It probably, it's hard to recover after Dewar jumps out the cake. So, make a good viral, 30-second clip. But after that,
We need a TikTok video for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
Owen, give us the plug.
Then we can foam them down.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
There we go.
Had to clean him up for sure.
Yeah.
There you go. So we follow you at TOC Supplies. Anything else you need to plug?
It's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're on all of them now. TOC Supplies on all of those. I said, really trying to push YouTube in the new year. I'll be pushing that more in 23. And you follow us on Instagram, you'll see that the talent of the guys that are behind that, and guys and girls, I guess, with Edna and the team behind it. They do a great job on it.
Yes, they do. Fantastic team. Dewar, you got any plugs for the way out?
Yeah, if you're finishing up some Christmas shopping, again, Bucky VW gets 10% off online. But if you're in the GTA or want to go for a little drive to TOC Supplies if you're nearby, you got some open house stuff coming up there soon. I'm just looking on the site, and they have showroom pickup from December 19th to the 23rd.
There you go.
That looks pretty cool.
Stuffed in stockings.
Yeah, I don't think anybody anywhere is going to be upset with anything from TOC Supplies. That's a guarantee. So
that's right. And we're here on YouTube every Friday. So tune in next week. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us that subscribe, rate, and review. I got that giveaway going. Leave us a written review. I only need like three more. So 3 y'all go do it, and we'll do that giveaway. I got the Cleaner Stash and TOC Supplies linked below. All the links are in those links. So check them out. Promo Jamie10, promo Bucky VW, and that'll support the show and all that good stuff. Owen, absolute pleasure. Congratulations on the first year of success. We will talk to you. Maybe we'll do this an annual thing. Just every December, we get TOC on and we recap the year and do it big. And just fantastic. So we'll catch you down the road. It was a pleasure.
Yes. Great. Thanks very much, guys. Have a good night.
All right,
You as
everybody.
well.
We'll
Thanks.
catch you next week.
Hey everyone, it's Owen from TOC Supplies, and 1 year ago today, we started TOC Supplies. This is our first anniversary. So thanks everybody to our suppliers, our customers, our staff. It's been a great year. It's been a wild ride. We're going to bring in some really cool lines in 2023. We're going to open a retail store in Vaughan, Ontario. So we got lots of great things coming. Make sure you check it out. See ya.